Hello and welcome to The Snow is Red, a little horror game developed by JADE, available on itch.io. Apparently, someone's knocking your door. I guess we'll see what happens. Let's start. Hello there. I'm Noir, your cute little cat girl guy. Yes, and of course, everyone needs one. First of all, thank you very much for downloading this game. Okay, we're already breaking the fourth wall. Before starting, I want to give you some warnings. Okay. I was gonna mention that actually, because the game's tag is horror, but I wasn't sure, how much horror. Is it just like a little bit, or is it like gruesome? But anyway, you know what you're getting into. I want to know your name first. Okay. My name fit? I guess so. Sure. Alright, well, this game contains subjects. No. This game contains subjects involving violent and disturbing contents and bright lights. Not suitable for children and people with photosensitive epilepsy. That's like every game, at this point. Every game should just have that, I guess. Viewer discretion is advised. Yep. Lastly, smoke can harm your health. Don't smoke, kids. And Jade is below amateur. Yeah, I mean, I can tell. I mean, not to be offensive, but like, I can tell already because they spell amateur wrong. But anyway, you might find some dialogue awfully cringe, okay, or even a crime against English. Give them a chance. Please show no mercy on the itch.io page. Enjoy the game. Bye bye. Well. I don't know if we needed all that in the very beginning, but sure. Well, let's start the game proper. The air tastes like cold iron. I exchanged it with a puff of smoke from my lungs. Because smoking is cool, but don't smoke, kids. The snow is red. Is it the right color? I don't know. The weather is cold. When the flakes fall, when the snowflakes fell on my skin, it dissolved away like dust. I didn't feel anything. I better get inside. The smoke break is taking too long. Time to start working on those writing. It's more like, I guess, time to start working on my writing. Sliding door. I'm SighingSlider, and this is a sliding door. Alright, can move around a little bit. Alright, okay. I have no feet. It's normal. First person games, I guess. Well, no reflection either. The budget didn't allow for reflections in the mirror. Also, there's blood coming from the shower? Or is that just normal? Maybe that's just normal. Everything is just red colored. The snow is red, the water is red. This is how it is. Blame? Is that a manga? I think... Yeah, I know of it. I don't think I read it. I think, yeah. The reason is because the first pages of that manga felt really... I don't know. I didn't like it, I'm sure it's a good book, I guess. But... the visuals, I don't know, just felt too chaotic to me. I just couldn't keep up, in the sense, like, it wasn't very visually pleasant to my eyes. Should I take a knife with me? Sure. Please, no, don't make me do this. What do you mean? It's for self-defense, don't worry about it. There's a fake signal on the screen. It's shifting from one program to another. We can't really get what the programs are about. Sofa? The sofa is old, its leather's cracked all over its body. Probably not comfy to sit upon. I assume there's air conditioning. Yeah, actually, can I interact with the bed? Usually I can interact with a few things, but it's not very clear what I can actually interact with. Laptop. Alright, me. Time to finish the job. What the? Oh no, you can't be serious. blue screen. Who's this? A visitor at this hour with a, blue screen of death on my laptop? Just what I needed. I better get that open and see who's knocking. Okay, a new laptop, I guess. Your laptops are hard to repair, as far as I know, you know? If it's broken, it's broken. You gotta replace the whole thing. I feel like. That goes for, like, any kind of mobile device, you know, tablets, phones. It's like, it's very hard to, like, take apart and then replace. Because everything is, like, specific to the manufacturer and sealed, you know, it's not meant to be taken apart. Anyway. Hi, what can I do for you? I somehow just opened the door for you, I guess. Hi. There's a girl in front of my apartment door. Oh, it's you. You just moved in next door. Yes, nice to meet you. My name's Claire. If you don't mind, I brought something for you. Please, take it. She hands me a bag of cookies. The bag's neatly wrapped with green and red paper. That's lovely, but didn't she move in for months now? Was that a bit too late for an introduction gift? Well, thank you. That's very nice of you, Claire. Would you like to come in and join me for a coffee? This is not normal. This is not a thing. I don't know. It depends on where you live, I guess. But in my entire life, the trope of like a neighbor, like going to your place and giving you a gift, it just never happens. You know, I don't know. I feel like I see that a lot in anime, though. She's reluctant to answer. What the hell am I doing? Inviting a girl you just met into your room for a coffee? How crazy. I hope she's not thinking I'm a creep, even though she's made of pixels. That'd be nice, she replies stutteringly. She's a very shy person. By the way, I'm SighingSlider. This is a weird way to introduce myself. It's my YouTube handle name. Please make yourself at home. Thank you. I brew a coffee for the both of us. It has cool special effects on it. Claire raises the mug to sip her coffee. It's so warm, and the smell is really good. Well, it went well with your cookies. Thank you, I'm glad you like them. So what do you do, Claire? Instead of, other than baking cookies. I'm an illustrator, freelancing. My condolences. Unless you have, like, a million followers on Twitter. Otherwise. Really, what kind of drawings do you do? She blushed a little. Is it weird fetish art? No. It's varied from client to client. I draw all kinds of things, from animals, characters, and, well, everything. Well, that takes some skill, able to draw so many things like you. Drawing is the only thing I'm good at. And it paid well enough for me. If you can live one you love, that's very nice. What about you? Well, you see, I'm a hikikomori. I'm unemployed. No. What do you do? What do you do for a living? Me? Sorry if I'm prying too much. Not at all. I write for money. Mostly freelancing like you. Also this time I write boring product reviews. Or sometimes an advertisement for strange products on the internet. But I always want to write for video games. That's what they always say. that goes for like everything, for like programmers, artists, musicians. They always say that, don't they? But like they never, like when you actually get a job like that, where you actually do stuff for video games. Either you don't make money because you're an indie studio, or you work for like a corporate kind of like, or you work for like corporate and like everything you do is like incredibly soulless. But anyway, like visual novels or story-driven stuff, I guess. Why am I so open here? So odd. Do you play such game genres as well on itch.io or itch.io? But I always say itch.io. It rolls off the tongue better, to me anyway. I don't have time to play much nowadays. I don't play games. Gamers are creeps and they deserve to die. Sometimes the job needs me to draw character backgrounds and love scenes. Oh, yes, H scenes. She faded her voice out. Yes, those are for a visual novel's game asset. I got those kinds of jobs from developers from time to time. And most of them are not erotic. Most. Which wasn't like what people do think of the genre. That's a weird sentence. I'm not sure. I think she means like, because, well, I guess, yeah, most people think visual novels are just all porn. Which is not true, but Though it was popularized, years ago because it was sold in like, Dojin markets where often it is involved. It did involve porn and stuff, but I don't know. What kind of visuals do you write? Can I try to change the subject? Well, in my spare time, I try to write horror and sometimes psychological one. Tell you the truth, my first draft always feels like a comedy. But then I realized it was a tragedy. Claire's eyes fixated on me when I'm talking about horror. I like survival horror games so much. Actually, I don't, personally. I like horror games, I don't like survival horror all that much. I don't like the gameplay that much. The Fog Tower is my all-time favorite. Fog Tower? Is that a reference to Clock Tower? She's talking about the big hit from the 16-bit era. Oh, that one was a cult classic. You got good taste, Claire. As it turns out, she's a gamer. That hunchback plier man. I still have nightmares about him sometimes. Plier man. The girl sure loves horror. What's your favorite horror game? My favorite was Bitter Mention. Bitter Mention. Though I haven't finished it even now. I like how primitive it is, and how the 3-color sprites can get a jump scare on me. I've heard about it. I know it was the main inspiration for Rhapsody Evil later on. That one was blah, 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 blah. Okay, we fade out because they're just talking about just nerd talk. We spent almost an hour talking about horror games and movies. By the way, haven't you moved in like 3 months now? You're right, it's odd, isn't it? Knock on the door and say hi to a neighbor just now. I wonder if you have a problem moving in or something. Well, during that time, I had so many freelance jobs that I needed to deliver. I didn't have time to work on them when I moved from my old place, but they needed those artworks from me. I can't let them down or else their game will get delayed because of me. So I was working all nights for many weeks. In the end, I managed to deliver them on time. I was completely exhausted and slept for days. When I woke up, it's already past Christmas Eve. All the works were done, but I don't have anyone to share the joy with, or even a chance to enjoy the moment. That's where the cookies came from. I want someone to share my little to nothing past Christmas celebration. I hope all this somewhat makes sense to you, and also, I want to get to know people, make friends. Well, that's an easy way to get murdered by serial killers. You don't know that I have this knife on me, and anyway, I'd never done it before. I could feel weird. For you, or if you go awkward, it makes sense to say awkward. Anyway, don't worry, Claire. You don't sound weird just trying to make friends. We're living in this weird place, perhaps for you, very far away from home. It's good to have someone at the very least listen to you or share a coffee with. Thank you very much for understanding. She replied lightly and smiles, even though he doesn't. Her mouth is like a straight line. Can we be friends? Of course, Claire. I'm glad. I'm glad to. Thank you. I don't know how to continue the conversation after this point. Maybe it's a good idea to stand up and take a break. Well, let me take care of those cups. I reached for a cup to collect it for washing. It's okay, let me help you. Ah. A smash. Was she wearing a hat? Or am I crazy? I don't know. I thought she was wearing a hat, but maybe it's just my own, delusion, because I think of her as an artist, and you know how all artists have that little, like, weird hat thing on their head? I don't know. They always wear that, I feel like. The cup falls and breaks on the ground. I'm sorry. It's okay. Watch out for those broken pieces. I need to start picking up the broken pieces carefully. I still had coffee. Also my hand. One of the shards cuts my fingers. Blood started to flow slowly from my wound, and then I started to die. You're bleeding. Her eyes wide and looking at me intensely. It's just a small cut. I need to put on the bandage. Okay, and then she grew devil horns? Can I have some of your blood? What? She's reminding of me of it's Power, Power from Chainsaw Man. Anyway, blood splatter, genocide. Claire, are you okay? She's mumbling in an odd language. She really likes Chainsaw Man, I guess. She's cosplaying as Power. Something is piercing out from her skull. It's soaked with her blood. Sacrifice, blood, omen, suicide. Good. Beheaded death prey. Great. Cool. It feels my blood is pouring out from my body. She's standing right in front of me, smiling. My pain turned to numbness and then nothing. What the fuck just happened? Did that girl kill me? Alright. Was that a nightmare? Maybe I'm just too tired. These freelance gigs are killing me. Anyway, time to get it done and over with. Okay, and then we're back here. Where's that knife? You know, I grabbed that knife, you know. Okay. Oh, slide door. And now you can interact with that actual door. Okay. I mean, you know how the main character said his horror writing feels like a comedy? That felt like a comedy, to be honest. It's like suddenly she kills you. Okay. I can interact with that. Ah, yes. Square water. Let's take a quick blood shower real quick. Relaxing. All my clothes. Just drenched. Good. What's that? That looks familiar too. I don't recognize it though. I mean, it's very generic. It's just a guy. Yeah, not sure. It's not Akira. Akira's different, right? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's probably another reference to something. Laptop, television, same as always. You just leave? No? Where's that knife? I guess it's already taken. Alright, this is where my laptop. Worthless. What the hell is happening? Oh, this is not happening. No one's putting graffiti on my walls. No. Okay. Gotta clean this up now. Guess I'll grab this knife. Gonna take the knife with me? Sure. Sorry. I gotta put this loop to a stop. Forgive me, Claire. I'm sorry. I told you shouldn't meet strangers. They'll kill you because they're a serial killer. I really am sorry. And that's why you shouldn't make friends. Never bring cookies to your neighbor. Because they might have hallucinations about you being a demon. And then they kill you with a knife. You see. I guess that's it. Murderer. Thank you for playing. So I didn't do anything. I just picked up a knife. It was the character's choice to use that knife. I wasn't given a choice. Anyway, is that it? Alright. Let's see here. Check the mirror. The mirror is dirty. I can't see my face. Ooh. Okay. Supposed to be a jump scare, I guess. She's like sliding, like, zoom! Again, it'd be like, more like a comedy. Anyway, let's see. So check the laptop again. What if I say leave it this time? No, that's not a good idea. Alright. What do you want? Hi, SighingSlider. Tell me what just happened. What have you done to me? You remembered everything? I don't want you to remember me like this. But don't you worry, because the next time, I will take care of your memories? My memories? I'm assuming memories. Memory wind shattered soul eradication. Circle shall be broken. Thy blood consume. Thy blood consume. Thy blood consume. Thy blood consume. Num. Okay. Okay, short hair power. Okay, is that alright? I'm assuming this is the other ending. Alright, so it was actually a choice there. You can either kill her or you don't. Hopeless. You have no hope. You suck. Alright. Okay. I don't know, that changed my comments. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really change my comments about the game necessarily, you know? I mean, the only thing maybe, it kind of expanded a little bit more on the time loop thing, but... Oh. But that's your story. And the choice you've made, how do you feel about it? You want a second chance? No, that's not enough. That's a shame. I understand. No one wants to meet the fate worse than death like this. Over and over and over again. Goodbye! Alright, okay, that's it. Yeah, it was a little bit longer this time. I thought like the game just froze there. Oh, that's interesting. No pixel character actor has been harmed, injured, or killed in the making of this game. So please do not worry. Claire is still your nice neighbor, and always will be. Forever. Forever. Eternal blood splatter. What? He kills you anyway. Ah, you're back. How was it this time? Don't want to give it another shot? Well, I tried everything. But it doesn't matter at all. Or it doesn't matter at all, does it? It all comes back in a circle. Never-ending suffering and pain. I can help you get out from this endless nightmare. Take this. Noir pushes a floating globe towards me. It's surrounded with flakes that look like snow, but in white. Aside from its snowy looks, yet it felt so warm when holding it. The globe went inside my chest. Okay. Now you're ready. For what? Let's find out for yourself. You. Okay, so there is a slightly extended ending. I thought the game ended with the first, you know, when I killed her first, I actually thought the game was over, but as it turns out, there's actually more to it. But let's see. Escape. Art. Futile. Demise. Decapitation. I knew it damn well now. Thy blood consume. Enough of this, Claire. You were caught in this circle for how long? For God, you know how long. Or how you say that? For God knows how long? God knows how long. Anyway. And for whatever you are, what you've become, I know you're in pain. Overflowing pain. Hurts so much. Help me. She bursts into tears. Let's stop all of this, Claire. You can fight it. You and me, Claire. What? Deception. Deceit. She strangles me with inhuman strength. Got you now. I'll now use... I will now activate my bomb. No, I hold her tightly. White globe flowed out from my chest. It casts a bright white light. The snow is falling. Cold weather has arrived to this town again. I exchange it with a puff of smoke from my lungs. The flakes melted when they touched my hands. Its coldness then later turned to droplets, sliding off to the railing. Down the park, there's a girl in black. She's smiling at me. Do I know her? It's just tutorial cat girl. You know, don't worry about it. Looks like I got a visitor. Since you just finished my work, a company for late afternoon coffee would be nice. Or a company or a company. Just don't put a. She's gone. Now let's see who my guest is today. Dude. All right. Everything's normal now. I'm assuming. No blood water. I don't think I need a bath right now. It's not a bath, it's a shower. I look presentable today. Let's not keep the guests waiting. Knife? No knife. I'm doing a laptop. Good old sturdy sofa. It's always been my secondary bed. Weather forecast. Back to our local forecast. We have snow until mid-January. I opened the door and met with two girls. Hi. Hello. Well, me and my roommate just moved in, so we decided to come and say hi. Well, would you like to join me for a coffee? Okay, and then I assume that's it. Good. Alright, there you go. I actually did make an assumption the game was already over from the first ending, but there's more to it. I guess I'm assuming that's like the true ending. There you go. And then you hang out with Art Girl and Cat Girl forever, and you drink coffee forever. I guess. No. The snow is white. As it turns out, it's not red. It's not supposed to be red. It's white. Anything else? Oh, there you go. Okay, it goes back to the main menu. There you go. All right, that's the game. Okay. Well, so let me just. I'm gonna have to like edit this for you. Okay, I'll just redo my closing thoughts because that did change a bit of my perception of the game a little bit. All right, but there you go. I mean, what do I feel about the game? I mean, basically, yeah. So the story of the game, okay, I guess is just you've been stuck in this loop for some reason. The girl has been killing you, over and over again. It's not really explained why, but it's just been happening, I guess. And then the cat girl helps you with snow globe in your chest, and somehow that reverses the loop and everything's fine, I guess. I don't know. This probably doesn't make any sense, but sure, why not? But yeah, I mean, I overall it's pretty sharp. It wasn't clear that there was actually multiple endings, to be honest. I thought the game was over, so I closed the game, but then I realized maybe there's more, so I went back. But I don't know. I mean, just a small thing. I feel like when you get an ending, there should be a bit of a faster prompt, that shows you that there's actually more to the game. I feel like most, maybe it's just me, but I feel like most players would think the game was like frozen, after you get the first game. Like it takes a little bit too long to like get to see the post scene. But anyway, well, other than that, I mean, obviously, the English, definitely needs some improvement, as the developer said. In fact, I don't know if they needed that like big disclaimer at the very beginning there. That can actually kind of slow down the game a whole lot. But yeah, definitely the grammar needs improvements. The story, I don't know. It was all right. I still feel like, I mean, my biggest complaint definitely is the beginning, where it just felt way too slow in the beginning. It's just kind of like you meet girl and then you chat, and it's like you talk about like stuff that doesn't matter. It's like, I don't know. It felt like way too slow at the beginning. There's no tension building. And that's why when it was revealed that she's a monster and she kills you or whatever, there was no impact for me anyway, because there wasn't nothing it wasn't building up to that at all. It was just mood whiplash, which, sometimes that could be intentional. Sometimes there could be some kind of like mood whiplash that's intentionally in the story. But I don't know. It needs to be like, you need to know what you're doing, if in doing or do that. Otherwise, by itself, it just felt like weird. Like suddenly she's a demon, and then she just spouts like random words, and it doesn't make any sense. It's just like, it wasn't scary. It felt, as the writer said, it felt like a comedy, really, to be honest. But, I mean, as I went through the game a little bit more, I do appreciate there's like multiple endings and a little true ending there, so I like that. The environment was not too bad. I mean, it looks like it's just made with basic Unity assets as far as I know, but it looks okay. The style doesn't look that bad at all, and I like the little effects. You see that little smoke coming from the cigarette. That's kind of cool. Something you can't really do in like normal visual novels, I feel like, because this is more like a 3D environment to it. So we could do little effects like that. Also kind of like a retro feel to it, I guess. And maybe that's what they're going for, right? Like classic PlayStation 1 kind of feeling to it. But maybe not exactly, but sort of like that. Yeah, I guess the biggest thing is that, for me anyway, the little coffee chat, definitely I feel like should be rewritten. It's something more interesting. And maybe spend a little bit more time understanding the loop. Maybe not explain it, You don't have to say like, oh, this loop was like a demon curse or whatever. You don't have to explain it necessarily. But more of the actual main character just kind of looking around, investigating, and like talking to Claire, and maybe we'll have options to open up, like, you know, maybe the characters noticing they're in a loop, right? Rather than just going right for the like the moment where she just kills you and then you go back. And it's like, I don't know, a little bit more mystery, you know, for the player to get an understanding of what's going on. You know, I mean, there's the red snow, I guess, the shower and blood water, but it's kind of it. You know, it's like I wish there was a little bit more time spent on building up the tension instead of just having a chat. You know, that doesn't feel like it doesn't have anything to do with the game. You know, maybe that's just me. And it felt a little bit on the nose as well. You know, the reason why I didn't like the dialogue was because the main character was like, oh, he's a freelance writer and she's a artist, and she, you know, we're talking about visual novels and video games. It's a little bit on the nose, right? Because obviously this is a video game. Developers like making a game and they're the writer. It's like, I don't know. I tend to not like those stories. You know, whenever like a writer is like writing a story about a writer, and it's like, I don't know. If that's a detail that doesn't need to be in the story, then don't put it in. You know, it's like less is irrelevant, right, to the actual plot. Like, you know, it builds on something, you know, relevant. You don't need to mention that. It just feels like I don't know. It just feels like useless chatter. Maybe it's meant to like make you feel attached to Claire, but I don't know, because it's just a short amount. Yeah, it's just a short game. You know, there's really no time to get attached to her. And you know, other than the fact that she's just a cute anime girl, I guess. But otherwise, I don't know. It was just kind of like a mediocre attempt at trying to be like, oh, here's the cute girl, she's in my room, la la la. You know, I don't know. Very cliche dating sim setup, I guess. But I don't know. I just kind of find it not very interesting. You know, the way they handled it. But anyway. Overall, though, it's funny because I did give my closing thoughts already in the first ending, so I'm repeating myself a little bit, by the way. But on YouTube, I'm going to cut that part out because I thought the game already ended. But anyway, but overall, though, after exploring the rest of the endings and everything, yeah, it was pretty interesting in that sense. I like the concept. You know, I always say that for a lot of games, but I like the idea of what they try to do. But I only felt the execution was a little bit too, you know, a rough, I guess. Is what I would say. It's a little bit rough. I also wish there was a save, you know, function. It doesn't need to be like save and load necessarily, but at least a checkpoint system, you know, definitely. Because you know what happened? I actually closed the game after the first ending. And if I stopped there, then I wouldn't find the rest of the endings, right? So I had to actually restart and do everything all over again. And it's pretty short, I guess, but still. I always deduct points for any game that doesn't have a save system, especially ones with multiple endings, right? Because that's what you want the player to find out, you know, the rest of the story through those multiple endings. You gotta have a save system. Otherwise, it's a pain in the butt, you know, to like play through everything again and skip through all dialogue again. That's the biggest downside I find, actually, of games that are not made in the visual novel engine, you know, like 2D, like Rempi or whatever, is that skipping is not very fast, I guess. You have to manually just mash the button a whole bunch. But again, the game is just generally short, so it's not too bad, but still. I would have liked a save system, you know, there's no excuse. But anyway. But yeah, there you go. But that's the game. I'm gonna, I mean, on the YouTube videos, it's for the first time, but live is for the second time, so it's a little bit weird. We're gonna do it again, though. But that was it for The Snow is Red. But yeah, if you're on YouTube, you didn't know, I stream these games live on Twitch, so check me out over there if you're interested. I also have other playthroughs on the channel, so you can look for those if you want. Thanks for watching. Until next time, see you then.